All right, Shalom. First, like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is a quick lesson. I'm going to start off with this precept. This is Matthew chapter 24. Verse 21, it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." Right, so the times we're coming in are going to be the worst times that ever happened on earth. Oh, here we go with this. Including even the time of Noah's time. So like I'm going in the spirit with this. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring out this word. Tribulation is a noun, which means a state of affliction or oppression, suffering, distress. Right, and it says from church Latin tribulationem, nominative tribulatio, distress, trouble, affliction. Noun of action from past participle stem of tribulare, to oppress, afflict. Right, so give me a second. Damn. Right, so ultimately that's what's coming to this place. And yeah, I think I'm gonna start with just for lack of time, I'm gonna start with Genesis chapter 7. Genesis chapter 7. Hold on. I'm going to start with Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose." And all that's saying is that the sons of God, Israel came through the sons of God, saw the daughters of men. The daughters of men represents the other nations, and they were fair. It's like the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years, right? The Lord cut down the years. There were giants in the earth in those days. Giants just mean men of a renown, men of reputation. That's the Israelite line still. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, the other nations, women, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were old men of renown. And the Most High, or God, saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, just like the wickedness now today, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. And for it repented me that I have made them, because they were so wicked. So if the times is coming worse than these times, look, then, you know, it would behoove people to get right, and get on the right path. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord Yahweh. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with the Most High. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Right, and one thing Christians don't tell you, because they don't know, is that the laws, statutes, and commandments were oral back then. They had the laws, statutes, and commandments back then. It just wasn't on tablets, you know, in stone or on books, you know. It says, verse 13, and the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Look at that. The Lord ain't playing with nobody. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof with lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. Right, so, excuse me. The Lord had Noah make an ark. Noah walked with the Lord, meaning he was a righteous man. He kept the Lord's ways. He had him make the ark to deliver Noah, and eventually he was going to replenish the earth. The earth was going to be replenished through his sons, right? And the times to come are worse than these times, man. It says, and behold, and another side note, Noah making his ark is how we making our ark today. We making a spiritual ark, you know. Because the times that coming is going to be worse than those times. It's going to be with fire. So those who walked with the Lord, so to speak, or who keep the Lord's ways are going to be delivered this time. It says, 17, and behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. It says, and on every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shalt come unto thee, to keep them alive, and take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah according to all that the Most High commanded him, so did he. All right, and here's the breakdown, if I'm not mistaken, to the animals on how it went. This is Genesis chapter 7, verse 1. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark. For thee have I seen righteousness before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by 7. See, this is the real breakdown. Esau don't go into this breakdown, and neither does the church that I know of. I mean, the Lord got the end here, and people waking up, so you never know, but little bits and pieces of the truth is coming out here and there, but they don't have the full truth. But this is the full truth behind the whole animal situation with Noah's Ark. And also, as another note, that the Lord only going to set certain places on fire this time, but all hell all over the world is breaking loose right now during the process. So, but this Genesis chapter 7, verse 2, it says, of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by 7s, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female, of fowls also of the air by 7s, and the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain, because there wasn't rain back then. It was a dew, the mist that came from the earth, man. And it still comes up, not a day, but it also rains, man. Verse 4 again is, for yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord Yahweh commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as the Most High had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth, in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and the Noah's wives, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life, And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as the Most High had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth. Shalakia. And of the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lifted up upon the earth. And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the hills, Salakia, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. Right, so this flood was something serious. If the mountains were covered, because look, when you think about Mount Everest or whichever is the tallest mountain on earth, the Lord covered that with water. It says, and all flesh died. Exactly my point. And I ain't have to say nothing. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle and of beasts and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land died, and every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle and the creeping things, and the fowl of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth, and Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark, and the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Right, man. So, what was the point? Right, man. So you'd have thought that this was the worst time that was coming to this place, man. But the Lord said, no, man, the times that we're coming to is the worst times. This is Matthew 24 again, Matthew 24 and 21. And then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be, man. Right, man. So it's going to be great tribulation. And after this time, there's not going to be no more tribulation, man. Hold on, let me see. Because the kingdom of heaven is going to be here. Damn, Salakia. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, and Michael the archangel, when Yahushua comes back, and the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, the Israelites, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So the times that we coming in is just a time that never have happened unto this place, man. You know, it says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, the elect, the chosen, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Right, man. So when Michael come back, Yahushua gonna be coming back with him, man. Yahushua and the angels. Revelation chapter 1, verse 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, because they're going to know what they have done. People going to know what they have done. The Lord going to put it in their minds to know what they have done and how they denied and mocked him. And then it's the reincarnation. Even those that pierced him back in the day going to know. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Right, man. Because when Yahushua come back, scripture say he's not coming for peace. He coming for war. He coming for vengeance, man. He coming to redeem his elect, deliver his elect, and pay back those who afflicted his people. This is Luke chapter 18, verse 7. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, his chosen, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? And that's what I'm doing now, man. Right, just like the rest of the brothers. I am crying for all the abominations, the wickedness that's going on in this place. That's why I'm putting up these videos like I am, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. This is Luke chapter 19, verse 27. But those my enemies, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. When the so-called Jesus Christ come back, Yahweh Shai, and he start killing people, this is another thing that's going to take place. This is Luke 19 and 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, which would not that he should rule over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So you got Yahweh Shai, the deliverer, the savior of the nation of Israel. And also, because, church people don't know, the normal person don't really know. Yahweh Shai created the world, got the blueprint from Yahweh, which is God, and created this world, man. Him, right along with the first fruits, the elect, the spirits that was created right after him. What's the word I'm looking for? In Genesis, they call them the powers, and the powers, yeah, he's gonna come back and start slaying people before, start killing people off and getting people killed before him. So when Yahweh Shai come back, this ain't never happened in the history. So we living in the worst times that ever have been, man. On top of all the tribulation that's gonna happen too. Get this precept real fast. This Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. It says, for behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. Right, so the Lord, them skies are going to crack open for those that made fun of us when we were saying that and stuff like that. About the chariots, the so-called UFOs coming, etc. It ain't no joke and it ain't no game no more, because it's in y'all face. Y'all can't do nothing about it. What the fuck is y'all talking about? But Isaiah 66 and 15, for behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Right, so Yahweh Shai coming back with the so-called UFOs, which are the chariots according to the Bible, and shooting laser beams on people, right along with the angels and the nuclear missiles also. Verse 16, that's why it says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. That's part of that fire, man. The nuclear missiles and the laser beams. Verse 16, for by fire and by a sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. Right, so ultimately Yahweh Shai gonna get sent back to come and set the world back in the righteous order. Verse 17, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens, behind every tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. All right. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 1, it says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord. And the Lord put this in my mouth because I'm reading about the scriptures. And just like the rest of the brothers, and a lot of these prophecies have been happening. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, the Bible, for they are faithful and true, meaning they gonna happen. Fear not the imagination against thee, right? Be not afraid of what people imagine that they can do to us. Let not the incredulity, which means the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So we don't care if y'all don't believe, man. We're not finna stress out behind y'all not believing. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Now, so the time of Moses, the Lord killed off all the men, all of the people that was on the earth, right along with the creeping things and the land creatures and stuff, man. The Lord killed them off during the time of Noah. And then during the time of Egypt, the Lord sent plagues upon Egypt, and had the nations in terror, fear, You mean to tell me that them times are not going to be compared to this time, man? This is 2 Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And all this is going on right now. Eventually, it's going to hit America. America going to get it the worst. It says, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Same thing was said during the time of Noah. The Lord told Noah to build the ark, just like he told his men to teach my people who they are, so y'all can get the blood off y'all hand and let everybody know what's going on. Verse 6 again, it said, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right. So during the time of Noah, when the Lord told Noah to do what he's supposed to do, and when the time for judgment came, everybody who didn't listen died. The same thing that's coming back to this place, man. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in the things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Right, man. So even people that made fun of us, the Lord gonna kill y'all behind that, man. But the same thing that happened during the time of Noah is happening now again today. Instead of being the flood, it's going to be with fire. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm like in the time of Moses, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So the Lord, I ain't gotta explain that. Verse 12 says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishments that the Most High shall bring upon it. Right, man. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. That's talking about the nuclear missiles. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, destruction. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and it's not race riots. It's gonna be everybody fighting against each other, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, people rising up against their governments and invading one another, home invasions. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because of either martial law or a militia group that's going to hold the city down. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, with some type of killing instrument, a gun, an actual sword, and spoil their goods, take their goods, because of the lack of bread, because of no food, and for great tribulation. Right, man. So All this type of stuff is going to be going on during the times that we living in, man, because all the wickedness that's being done, you know, and which in this time is going to be worse than the times that were before it, man. So, you know, I don't want to drag it out too much longer because of lack of time. But with that being said, call Lord Yahweh Will Come. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.